Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today we are continuing on our Who Is series of lore videos, and we're continuing to look at the different god beasts in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. With the release of Sons of Behemoth, I thought it'd be a great time to check out all the different god beasts we know various information of across the mortal realms. And for those who don't know, what a god beast is they are these massive, larger than even imagination creatures that exist within the mortal realms that rival the power of the gods and demigods of the realms, and even the chaos gods potentially as well, or in many cases actually exceed their power. Many of these god beasts were felled during the Age of Myth by both Sigmar and Gorkamorka and various other members of the Pantheon at great expense and very hard times. But today we're going to be looking at one of them that is a personal favourite of mine. This one that we're going to look at is called Kharybtar, and he is the father of all Charybdises. For those who don't know, Scourge Privateers are my favourite army and I love playing them. I've been playing them for years. And Charybdises are a part of that sub-faction which now sits within Cities of Sigmar. Charybdises are these multi-headed, sea-dwelling, cave-side, sea-dwelling monsters that formerly were part of the Dark Elves in Warhammer Fantasy, and now they've sort of got this rebirth as these underwater monsters in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So, let's start with his story, and let's talk a little bit about it. Kharybtar, obviously, as I've said, is the father of all Charybdises, and during the Age of Myth, there was a time when a shard of the elf god Cain, for those who don't know, Cain is the bloody-handed god, the god of murder that the Daughters of Cain worship and Dark Elves did in Warhammer Fantasy. It was flung far away by Khorne and landed in the lair of Kharybtar, who guarded it like his hoard. And so, for those who don't know, and we'll start explaining this for the next part of the story, is Morathi currently holds the Iron Heart of Cain in her hand, and she is using its power to turn herself into a god because she is not a god yet. She's getting all the Daughters of Cain to worship Cain, saying this heart will bring him back, and instead of all that power going into the heart, she's siphoning it away, fueling herself and empowering herself, hopefully taking herself to godhood one day as well. And so Kharybtar was guarding this shard of Cain. He took it in as his hoard, it was his little piece. But however, the shard of Cain began to pulse and began to come alive almost. Morathi could not allow this shard to come alive because doing so would potentially thwart her plans. What if Cain actually did return? Her whole plan for godhood would be ruined. Not only that, but I'm sure Cain would not be best pleased to see that his revival was, delayed due to Morathi's own selfish ambition. And so this shard of Cain began to pulse, and it could be sensed by many things across the mortal realms, but Morathi sensed it first. And so she decided that she was going to scry and try and seek out, and she ended up finding it in the lair of Kharybtar. And so she quested on to go grab this shard before anyone else could grab it and stop her plans coming to fruition by ruining it and reviving Cain. So when she got to the lair, she secretly tried to get it through subterfuge and deception, and she tried to seduce Kharybtar by taking on her serpentine aspect, the big Morathi as you would. She tried to seduce the creature, and while doing so, she tried to steal the artifact right from under his nose. But Kharybtar was too smart for this, as many god beasts are. God beasts aren't, I guess, for the most part, many of them are not stupid or not smart creatures. We know of ones like Dracothian who are incredibly intelligent creatures. I mean, Dracothian showed Sigmar the entirety of the mortal realms and taught him how to befriend the Dracofs and Star Drakes of Azir. And so it was at this point Kharybtar realised what Morathi was up to, and so the two of them battled for 13 days and 13 nights unceasing, both unwilling to waver and unwilling to leave without the artifact. But eventually Morathi coiled around the great god beast Kharybtar and squeezed him tight until the battle was won. It's not known whether Marathi actually killed Kharybtar. All that's known is that she defeated him that day. Whether or not he was killed is a complete mystery, and so it is to this day that he is, I guess, followed on by his children, the Kharybtars, which I've explained before. These fantastical monsters from deep beneath the sea and in cave sides that dwell on the sea shores. But that's the story of Kharybtar, and one day maybe he will return to the mortal realms. What did you think of his story? What would you like to see? Would you like to see more of this god beast, and would you like to know more about him? Leave those down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching the video. While you're at it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date with everything we're doing on Sinful Gaming. Also, in the link description, you'll find a link to a Discord server where you can come join me and the rest of our fantastic community and come chat all things Warhammer. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon. You guys are all fantastic, and if you'd like to also support the channel via Patreon, you can find a link down in the description of the video as well. A special thank you to Christian Weir, Philip Ward, Chaos Spawn, Soren and Kenny Lau, our Sinful Free Guild Regiment Militias members, and our Free Guild Regiment members, James and AJC. Thank you so much for supporting us. It means the world. That's it for today though, folks. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.